welcome back to the Car Shocker. My name is Jimmy Prater. I'm a car closer. That's what I do. I close car deals. And I want you to close car deals. I want you to close them with your style. Your style. You have a style, right? You have to have a style when you're selling a car. You have to have a style when you're selling any type of product. People got to remember you. What's your style? You got to be fun, energetic. You got to be personal. You got to listen. You got to have those great listening skills. That attitude's got to come out. That attitude along with your personality got to come out. You got a comedian side of you, that's even better. You got to bring it out. Bring out your style. You got to have a sales style. Because what are salespeople? They're closers. Salespeople are closers. That's what they do. They close. They close car deals. You got a style. What's your style? Ask yourself, develop your style. Write down your key styles that you think you might have. So you got style 1, 2, and 3. You might be what you wear. It might be how you smile. It might be how the way you just wear your glasses. You got to have a style. And that's consistency in a sale. Because if you're consistent all the time in a sale, your closing ratio goes way up, goes right through the roof, goes to the moon actually. Consistency sells. And that's all about having that style. What is your style? If you have a sales process, that's part of your style. If you have a closing process, that's part of your style. Your sales process has to lead into your closing process. That's your style. You got to ask yourself, what's your style? Write down your style down. Write it all down. Write every little style feature you have. What's your style? You know, another nice thing to do when you're selling anything is to have an emotional story. That's part of your style. That's your sales style. You got to have an emotional story. And because the more you tell that emotional story, the more you're going to connect with the buyer. So that emotional story is something that has happened to you. Now you bring that out, something important that's changed your life. Now think about this. Whatever's changed your life for the better, and you have a way of delivering that story to the buyer, and you do that to the next buyer and the next buyer and the next buyer, you'll be a professional narrator. So I ask you again, what is your style? You have them. Everyone has a style. So if you can figure out what it is that customer is so attracted to you, that's part of your style. It might just be what your interests are. See, you might be selling cars in Las Vegas. And now I know not everybody in Las Vegas likes to gamble, but let's just use that because it's just a generic term for Las Vegas. So let's say everyone there does like to gamble. So your style is gambling. So you might be attracted to a lot of gamblers. Let's say there's a lot of gamblers per capita there. So you're attracted, or they're attracted to you and you're attracted to them because you each have your own style, your own terminology. Now, terminology can be style. But I say it again, write down your styles, plural, your styles. Your styles, write them all down, whatever it is, what your hobbies are, okay? What your hobbies are, how you smile, how you greet, how you talk, how you wear your clothes, how you wear your sunglasses. If you're in Las Vegas on the lot, you might be wearing them. I know that when you approach the customer, you might want to take them off, stick them in your pocket so they could see your eyes. Then you want to put them back on. I get it. I've worked in the hot areas of the country, and I understand how it is. In Florida, they wear hats. It's really hot there. They probably wear hats out there in Vegas, too, right? You guys wear hats out there, right? That's fine. As long as it's not a ridiculous-looking hat, just wear a hat. That's part of your style. That's okay. Write down all your styles and say, hey, this is what's going on. People like me because of this, and this. They also like me because I'm telling them an emotional story, that something that's happened to me that I perfected by telling other customers. And you have to get that into your sales process. See, your sales process starts from the very beginning. It starts right when you meet and greet a customer. That's your style. That's part of your style. What's your sales style? You got to have one. And stay in character the whole time you're at work. Because that's what you are. You're a character. We're all characters. That's our style. You got to have a sales style. Now, I was referencing Las Vegas as a casino, but in Las Vegas, you develop certain clientele, and maybe majority of those clientele are gamblers. So you are able to fit in with that style. Let's say you're in Iowa, and majority of that clientele has some affiliation with farming. Let's say you're in Dallas. The same thing. You can have some sort of affiliation with something to do with ranching or cowboying. Okay, it just depends on where you live, what region you live in. What region you live in, that's your style. And you got to blend in like a chameleon. And that's part of your style. You got to understand that. And it doesn't matter where you're working. Figure out the area of operation that you're operating your business. What is your style in that area? Remember that emotional story that's about you, that you can really get to somebody and you know they're going to elaborate. After you tell that same story a few times, you know exactly what that buyer is going to say back to you. They're going to try to reference the same type of story. Figure out what you told that customer, that you grossed that customer, you grossed them right out of the moon, right to the moon, I should say. Figure out what that style was. What'd you say to them? And incorporate that in your sales process so you can have that put into your style process, okay? Listen, if you got something out of this video, go ahead, share it, and like it. If you feel like you might want to see some of my other videos, see some more tips, hey, I have more in the pipeline. I got more at the channel. Just go ahead, subscribe, hit the bell button. Every time I upload a new video, you'll be notified. And with your smile, with your personality, the next time you see a customer, do yourself a favor. My name is Jimmy Prater. Go close something. Yeah!